couple weeks ago, I filmed a reading vlog where I read books specifically from my library, except it kind of just turned into me finishing the Renegade series and then kind of reading books from my library, kind of not. Today, I thought we could do a part 2 of me specifically reading library books. I currently have 2 books from the library that I have, and then I also am first in line for a couple books. So I really need to get through these books. Right now, I'm actually reading Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I'm right now 22% through the book, and it's a sci-fi book, but I think I'm confused what sci-fi means as a genre. I know it means science fiction. I think sci-fi is such a wide range of books. I'm not sure if this is what I thought the book was going to be. Right now, all I know of the story is our main character woke up. He was kind of like abducted, and seemingly he woke up and his wife doesn't actually exist and his son doesn't exist and his house is his house, but it's not the way that he left it. That probably makes no sense how I'm explaining this, but that's what I know of the story so far. So I'm right now reading this book, and this is the book that I need to finish first because it's due in like 11 days, so like I have time, but this is the one that I have the least amount of a hold for. The other book that's in my holds is Murderland by Carolyn Greenwald, and I'm actually very excited for that book. That book, I believe, is a YA thriller, and I don't know why I just did that. That book is a YA thriller, and it's supposed to take place in like an amusement park. I don't know if any of you guys have watched any of my older videos or if you've been around since I read this book, but I want to say like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, I read this book, Hide by Kirsten White, and it is a thriller that takes place in an amusement park. It's kind of like a fight to the death sort of thing. I was so excited for the synopsis of this book, but I hated the way that this book was executed. I think that Murderland, why do I keep saying it weird? I think Murderland is going to hopefully be what I was hoping for out of this book. As much as I want to read that book right now, I am going to just try and get through Dark Matter. I don't want to DNF it just because, I don't know, like I'm already reading it, and I feel like if I DNF it now, I'm never going to go back to it, and a lot of people really love this book. I've been DNFing books left and right though, so I don't know. We'll see if I can get through this. But yeah, I got my little soundscape on. We're just gonna chill out and read. Finished Dark Matter, and I did not like that book. Now, when I say that, I did not like the book because of my own personal taste and preferences. I'm fully acknowledging that this is a genre that I do not read a lot. I don't know a lot about science fiction. I can see why other people would really like this book. I do think it's like a well-written book. It's an interesting story, but I just didn't like this book as much as I thought I was going to. The premise of this story is kind of the idea of the butterfly effect, different choices leading to different outcomes in your life, and regretting a certain choice that you made, how down the road your life could be completely different. And I have to be a little bit honest, while I'm right now acknowledging that I just finished this book and I'm acknowledging that I didn't love it, part of the reason was because we are in the point of view of a man, and I don't like reading books that are in the point of view of men. Sorry. I don't know if it's like because their emotions feel so one-dimensional. I don't know. I didn't like this book as much as I thought I was going to, because everyone loves this book when it comes to science fiction. And I just like finished this. I thought I still had 10% left of the book, but that last page and that last chapter, like that's how we're going to end it. I don't even know. We finished book 1. What is with me lately, anytime I film these videos, I like hate half of the books that I read in my reading vlogs. Sorry. The next book we are going to be reading is Murderland. I'm actually so excited for this one because I want a little bit of like a thrillery, summery read, and I feel like this could be a good one. Fingers crossed, because I did not like this one. Before we do that, I do need to fill out my reading journal with my opinions on Dark Matter. Let me go get my reading journal. I don't have a pen, so hey, That's not great. I can't believe that's the way that he ended the book. If any of you have read this book, please let me know what you think of it, because for how hyped up that book was, that was not what I was expecting. I am gonna write a little book review and then we are gonna start the next book. I have slight spoilers for Murderland, so if you are interested in ever reading this book, skip this part, skip to this time. I haven't even like really said in this video what this book is about. I'll do it when I review the book itself. Basically, all of these murders are happening in the park, and our main character's best friend, if I'm remembering correctly. There are 3 characters that are close to our main character, and I am having a really hard time like differentiating who is who. One of the friends of our main character, I'm pretty sure it's her best friend, dies, seemingly due to an allergic reaction. And she ends up in like this break room or something with this guy who worked the hot dog stand, because the girl before she died, that was the only thing that she ate. And they realized that he must have grabbed the wrong oil. And our main character decides like, oh my god, I'm gonna help you because they're trying to fire someone for all of these mistakes that are happening tonight and all of these deaths. Like they're trying to pin it on one person. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna grab the oil from your car and dispose of it. Your best friend died. What? I'm so confused. I'm really enjoying it in the sense of it's like a thriller mystery. I really like the setting of books like this taking place in an amusement park, but exactly the way that I felt about, well, not exactly the way I felt, but the way I felt about Hyde, where I really liked the setting of the book, but I didn't necessarily like the book. That is how I'm starting to feel about this book, which is really unfortunate because it had such a strong start. But like, what? It just is what it is. I'm gonna try and finish this today. It's right now it's almost 3 o'clock and I am 47% through the book. So I'm gonna just lay in bed and try and binge read as much of this book as I can. What is this book? Okay. I finished the book. I don't even know really what I just read. Basically, the premise of Murderland is you start out this story and it's these teenagers who have a job at an amusement park, and it's the opening night of Murderland, which is like the new theme park attraction that's kind of based on some infamous murders, like the Black Dahlia case, different California cases like that, whatever. Within the first bit of the book, our main character basically is one of the ride operators, and she allows her friends to go on one of the new rides. There's like a thing that they have where it's like every so many rides you can get like the brake track, and it makes it look like the track is breaking and that you're gonna get hurt on the ride, whatever. And so she does a ride with her friends that's unauthorized that she could get in a lot of trouble for, and on that ride someone ends up dying. This isn't a spoiler, this is on the back of the book. However, this is a YA kind of mystery, kind of thriller ebook, so I'm 24. I'm obviously not going to look at this book the same way as someone who is within this YA age range would look into it or like would feel about it. Our main character, after seeing this death, she like goes into her manager's office and they're like, okay, you're gonna have to talk to the cops, but we're gonna send you home early today. But like you might lose your job. Which is like valid. She did something that was not safe, but instead of like acknowledging that or just going home or maybe staying at the park, but like, I don't know, she decides that she's going to solve the way that this person died. The last clip that I filmed before this, I was really confused by this one scene, and it made sense as I kept reading on what the person was doing, whatever, but like, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite thing. I really like reading books that are set in amusement parks, specifically when it's like a thriller. I think that is so interesting, I will say, and I'm pretty sure in the acknowledgements the author talked a little bit about it, but it seemed like some of the book was inspired by like Five Nights at Freddy's with like the animatronics and things, so that was interesting. But this wasn't my favorite book that I've read, so that is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I still have like the urge to read another thriller, but the next book that we are going to be reading is actually going to be a romance, because I finally got my hold for Summer in the City by Alex Astor. So that is going to be the next book that we are going to read. But before I do that, I need to write my opinions of this book in my book journal, because what the fuck, you know? That's really all I feel about this book. It's kind of dark in here. I am so excited. We are officially on the last book for today's video. Honestly, I've had so much fun just reading library books like this. I'm definitely gonna continue doing this. I love reading books from my library, and I'm definitely in like an ebook mood. I love just laying down in bed and reading. For the last book of this video, we are gonna be reading a book that I have been waiting for my hold to come in for a while now. I kept getting it, and then I would give it to the next person, and then I ended up like way at the bottom of the line. I think I did it too many times. So I'm excited that I finally have the hold again. We are going to be starting Summer in the City by Alex Astor. Alex Astor is the author of Lightlark and that whole series. I liked Lightlark, didn't love Nightbane, and I haven't continued with the rest of the series, but I'm always very intrigued when authors of one genre release a book in a completely different genre. So this is a romance. All I know about it is that it takes place in New York City. I don't really know anything about the characters or anything like that, but I am excited to read it and learn with you all. I wish that whenever I opened the ebooks that I opened it to the book cover, it always opens it straight to the first chapter. If that's like anything that I can switch on my Kindle, please let me know. Also, oh my gosh, this is completely like a side note, but today while I was laying on the couch, I dropped my Kindle like really bad earlier. I think it was like yesterday or something, and the side of my Kindle had popped out. I was so scared that this was going to break, but I just popped it back in and it seems to still be working. This Kindle is really old. I've talked about it before. Like, this Kindle is pretty slow and really old, but I don't want to produce more e-waste and like replace this when it doesn't really need to be replaced. It's still working. So I'm gonna be rocking this thing until she stops turning on or breaks open at this point, because I guess that's a thing that we do. Summer in the City. I do have to say, I am slightly jealous of people who have colored e-readers. I've been like on the Kobo Libra color TikTok. I think that e-reader is really cool, and it would just be so cool to see like the book covers, but nonetheless, my Kindle still works, so I'm going to keep using it. Hello! I am right now 30% through Summer in the City, and it always like amazes me the stark difference in writing between different genres, but it also amazes me like Alex Astor is a fantasy author, or at least that's the writing that I know her from. The writing in her romance book is almost like a complete 180. Like, obviously her writing in Lightlark is good and her writing in this book is good, but they're two different genres, so it's like two different writing styles. It just amazes me. I'm so impressed with it. Summer in the City. I don't know if I've already given kind of like a synopsis of what this story is about. Our main character is a writer for... I think I already did give a synopsis of this. Anyways, I'm really enjoying it so far. Right now, the two characters are kind of, I don't want to say going on like fake dates, but he basically asked her, hey, let's date for the summer and let's figure out this movie script together. I'm really enjoying that. I would really like to finish this within like the next 2 days. But yeah, I think I might just sit down, lay down and read. Dude, my dad was in town. He had like trainings for work, and anytime that he drives by where I live now, we always get dinner if he has time to. And he texted me this morning and he was like, oh, let's go to Sonic. I really want to go to Sonic because I've been obsessed with Sonic dirty sodas. I talked about this in a different video. We go to Sonic, I drive us, whatever. He was imagining Red Robin, the burger place with like the unlimited fries. So he was so disappointed when we pulled into Sonic. I wasn't. I love Sonic. Their food, questionable. I got a cherry lime slush. Very good. That has nothing to do with the book. I'm just very excited. This is literally just ice. I'm gonna sit and read. Hi everyone, I'm right now editing this video and I'm realizing that I never actually finished this video. I did finish Summer in the City by Alex Astor. I really enjoyed the book. It was a billionaire romance. I just never finished this video and I never did like an end clip of my review, my feelings. But I'm not gonna lie, I finished that book weeks ago. I filmed this video weeks ago, but I've been filming videos in between me filming this video, so I apologize for that. And I apologize for this random video outro. But thank you for watching this video if you've watched to this point, and if you are not already, make sure to subscribe. And I will see you in my next video, possibly where I read more library books, because I'm right now reading another library book and then I have another hold that came through. And I have 2 more books that I'm the first in line for. So we might have to run this again.